Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to third episode of Katawa Shoujo. Third? No, fourth. Third I rendered already, right? I think that's correct. I feel very tired this morning. Nearly every day. Probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I started doing the work as instructed from the board. Which has nothing on it. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I have technically today rather easy because it's the whatever event of the Three Kings or whatever it might be called in outside of Poland. I don't care. It's a day off basically of anything, so you know. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I decide to join the student council, even if it's just one day. Let's go, let's do it. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so this situation is convenient for me. I mean, give me that choice. About 10 minutes into class, then again I understand why you don't want to decide immediately. I mean, technically you've been only there. I guess you've been also to the library. That's about it. We still haven't checked all the clubs, right? I mean, at least not really all, but a few more of them than we've seen. We've seen technically only one club and a library as a freaking room. Okay, why am I going on to Sorry, but my dog yawned super loudly. Anyway, about 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. Only me. I noticed. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. I feel like everyone understands already, right? What's going on with her? I think that's what it is. We don't fall. I feel like everyone knows what's truly behind all of that, but I think like we don't grasp it yet over here. Anyway, it does however stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing, with a smile that says, "We have you now. There is no escape." Yeah. Hichan! It looks like we're together again. Yay! Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. So we sort of know 3 people in that class at the moment, right? Yes. Because the blonde girl, whose name was, of course I remember, Lily, is in class 3 too. It's annoying that I remember the class but not the name. Anyway. Jumping out. I'm not good with names. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. What's wrong, Hichan? Oh, Hichan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you? Persistent. I understand, I mean, there are only 2 of them. They actually might have some work to do. So, you know. It's okay, Hichan. We'll talk about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right? Nice. But that's true. I'm so happy to are able to have a laugh at my expense, and even more pleased to know that Okay, and even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. They aren't that crazy, they're just persistent. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand, in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at this stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. Oh, I've seen something animated Katawa Shoujo. I need to check this properly. But I think I don't know who even made that really. But I've seen it. I know there is something like this. Once I'm done with Vienna, right? I need to remember that. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload does matter to her as much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. Okay. I understand that really. I mean, I was kind of similar. I said this before, when I was training football. I was doing everything. Trying to do everything at school basically, more or less. Or, you know, after school, but while waiting at the for the bus. Or, well, in the bus. Because, well, you know, go to school. It ends like 3 p.m. And trainings were starting 4 p.m. Sometimes 5. So, you know, that's, you know, travel and so on. That's another 2.5 hours out of life. And so on. That was nasty. But that was good time, not gonna lie. I liked it. But afterwards I was still the same, sort of. I would try to do everything immediately. Because I knew that later it would be tougher for me. The more I left something for later, the tougher you will get to it. It's weird, but it works like this somehow. Anyway, because I'm again going on a tangent. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there.
Huh? Who? Hichan?
Her, Hanako, over there. Does she always work alone?
I think so, Hichan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone?
I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hichan.
Why not?
Hichan wouldn't get along with her.
Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that lilting up and down quality present in everything she says. Well, why?
Just because, Hichan.
Okay. So you don't want to tell me, basically.
Okay.
I'll leave it like that, I guess. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time.
What, Hichan? The friend of my enemy? Is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that.
You just did. What do you mean? What is going on here? You said it anyway.
Oh, I know, Hichan. It's fine if you over here.
I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing she's only saying, and vice versa. Is that also why she signs all the time, so there is never a conversation? There is never a conversation. Shizune would be left out of.
Anyway, we should start on the problem now, Hichan.
Yo, I want to know so much right now. What is this about enemy of enemy? What the hell? I need to know. We finished with time to spare and I said to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill?
Yeah.
Did it switch again? No, it's still okay. For some reason it's louder now. Whatever. I will deal with that while editing. Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's a nice sight. Everyone else in this class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. The ones with the actual boxed lunches mixed in and chattering like everyone else. Only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels that I'm the only one who can see her. Almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I've started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. What to do? What to do? Safe? Wait to come to decision, read my book. Misha and Shizune are still arguing about their choices for lunch place. Incomprehensible for a pair of high school students who have to take a taxi at least to make it to downtown and back in time. You're allowed that?
Wow. That's nice.
Yo, if we were to go to the store that is outside of school grounds, definitely would get a call to parents for that. Definitely. Well, unless they didn't notice. Luckily enough they didn't. They have never managed that with me. Haven't you finished already?
Oh, sorry, Hichan. Were you waiting for us?
Kind of.
You don't have any plans?
Plans?
For lunch?
Well, I don't, so I thought I could hang with you, girls. I know it's guys is like the proper wording, supposedly. It goes proper with English. It just takes me off. Misha smiles victoriously at my lack of plans and excitedly translates my response to Shizune. And she's like, of course he doesn't have any plans. What did you expect? That's not true, okay? That's just my version. God damn it. Can you hold on here? Proper. Thank you.
If you don't have anything specific planned out, do you want to eat lunch with me and Shichan? We're going to go to town for lunch. Oh, don't worry, Shichan. It's not that far.
How far are we talking? Sure, I'll come with you. And with that, we leave the classroom. Here it is. The disgusting painting still hanging. I wish there is an option in the game to get rid of it. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. Ow! Oh, she's cute. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. Okay, I actually read about that. Like the girl, basically, with legs being cut under the knees. Oh. But I don't remember it was cut or she was born like this. I don't remember. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped to me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. She's in the PE, by the way, clothes. So could she be in a track team or something? Maybe. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have during on the lunch break. Really? More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Yes. Now that I think about it, I've never been into the details of that, but what are those, like, I don't know what's even the name of that, god damn it. Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. Exactly what I wanted to ask about. What is this made of? They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose and jumps up.
Oh man! Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I was looking where I was going and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry!
She's looking really apologetic in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since her hard puppies are my weak spot. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh boy. I say that, but there is a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. Oh. Whoops. I tried to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal.
Hey, should I get a nurse?
The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stared at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realized that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart.
No need.
I'm fine. Probably. Managing to say something in response, I pulled myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. Big time, but it's nothing more than that.
You sure you're okay? I hit pretty hard.
It's okay. I said it was fine and nothing's broken. Probably. No harm done. No, now I know that about it. I don't know where this info came from. What did I watch that would bring me that? There weren't any broken ribs, right? I don't know where it did come from to my mind right now.
That's good,
I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time, the girl's eyes widen in horror and... Hey, why did it skip? And whatever says was... Is there a lock?
Yes, there is a lock.
I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time, the girl's eyes widen in horror and whatever she was saying gets interrupted by a very horrified... I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, singing furiously at her. I mean, signing.
Easy, Barazaki, I saw that! Running the house is strictly forbidden!
Misha translates right on Shizune's tail, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arms movements would seem to call for.
Sorry. I was just going to get some stuff and I was kind of a hurry. You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior endangers other students, and even worse, it's explicitly against the school regulations.
Okay. The girl blushed and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling.
I know that I was just... Make sure that this will not happen again, although I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations.
Speaking of regulations, I still doubt traveling by taxi during lessons is allowed.
Got that, Emmy?
The small girl sticks her tongue out in response.
I got to go. Teacher, we'll have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change everything.
Before Misha or Shizune or can say anything, she's already bolted from where she was a second ago, almost halfway towards the stairwell. So it's correct, she must be in the track team. Definitely. She looks like she's about to go nuclear on the spot. So I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down.
Are you okay, Hichan? That Ibaraki girl is also like that, causing trouble to others.
You know, I'm pretty certain Shizune wouldn't call me Hichan.
Never mind.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, just got the wind knocked out of me.
That's great, Hichan.
I wouldn't call that great, but I left it slide this
one time. So, let's hurry, Hichan, to have lunch. We promise it will be great.
I'll take your word for it. What kind of place is it? What kind of place? What kind of? A restaurant or something?
It's a tea house, Hichan.
Never been to one. I don't even know if there are in... No, okay, that was dumb. There are, but I've never been to one. A tea house. That sounds kind of fancy. Okay, let's see. Tea house. Or maybe I've been to one, but I don't remember anything really. I'm dumb as fuck. My memory is terrible. Why would you call it? I won't even tell what. Okay, I've been to the coffee house though, which is ridiculous by the way. But it wasn't my choice. But they luckily enough had some tea, so that saved me. I want to go to the tea house now, you know. Thanks, Katawa Shoujo. But that's not possible. I mean, it's possible, I guess. No, is it now? I don't even know what are the rules right now, to be honest, in Poland.
We're looking at your wallet, Hichan. It's okay if you don't have any money, we'll cover for you.
That's really nice of you, thanks.
It's okay, Hichan. After all, we're friends, right? Hichan!
They will use that. They will use that to get you into the student council, man. It's only been 3 days. Are we really friends that quickly? But hearing that makes me happy.
It's only for today, though, and only if you accept right now. Do you want to go, Hichan?
I start wondering if this is some kind of trap. Is this just a suggestion or Shizune's? This is important. I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives of a girl whose favorite pastime is the game of world domination. No, I'm just being paranoid. Actually, they have grown me already and I do have to go to town sometime. So, why not now with them? I've never actually been to a tea house before. So I'm not alone on that one. All my expectations are from what I've seen about them on TV. Yet I haven't watched TV in years. Okay, that's a lie. I haven't watched TV due to my decisions in years. Yes. It was someone else's decisions to have the TV turned on, and that's how I ended up watching it. Boom! I mean, what's the point, right? Internet is here. TV is not really needed. But those are period dramas, and these are modern times. It might just be a regular cafe, and they are just calling it a tea house. Yeah, coffee house. Or cafe, that's true. I mean, I've been to cafe. I haven't been to a proper tea house though. I want to go now so much. Either way, I'm curious about that too, so there is another reason for me to join them. Sure.
That's great, Hichan. That's great, yay!
Misha hops up and down briefly to show how happy she is, which causes a few heads to turn towards us. Shizune opts for a polite, tiny clap that lasts for all of 2 seconds before she goes back looking stoic as usual. Would it kill you to be a little happier, Shizune?
Oh, I was worried that Hichan was king! Ha 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 ha!
Shizune pushes her glass up as Misha delivers her message totally without sarcasm. I guess it would stink more if she could say it with the intent Shizune meant behind it. So for once, I'm happy to have Misha as a barrier between us. I'm not telling you to jump for joy because I'm having lunch with you. I'm not that arrogant. She seems to accept this, and we head for town, with Shizune leading the way.
Nice.
Watching her walk in front of me, I notice that she walks very quickly, taking long, heavy, determined strides. I actually do that while running now. I mean, for some time. Maybe if we were traveling through a snowstorm, it would make sense to walk like that, but it's perfectly clear day. Anyway, it makes me feel exhausted just watching her. We arrive at the tea house in what Misha says is record time, like it was with Shizune's blazing pace. Maybe she's excited actually. I feel a little let down seeing that it's not a huge feudal era building with mats on the floor and women in kimonos pouring the tea. Yo. I suddenly don't want to go to tea house in Poland. Are there tea houses like this, you know, with women wearing kimonos and so on? That would be awesome. Yo. It actually is more like a cafe as I thought. Not that it's a bad thing, it looks very nice. Yeah, it does, it does. There is something about those places. There is something about them. As soon as I walk through the doors, someone zooms in front of us, as if they had been lying in wait the entire time.
Aren't you the librarian? Welcome. Thank you for patronizing this establishment.
The top half of her body drops forward in a bow that looks like an axe chopping through the wood. I'm surprised to see it's no other than Yuko, the librarian.
I knew it.
Hey! I know you work here.
Oh yes, I do. I'm a waitress.
I've been working here for 1 year, 6 months and 2 weeks now. Thank you for choosing to come here. Is there anything I can do for you?
Hi, Yu-chan.
Hello. Misha, you both know her too?
Of course, Yu-chan works in the library after all. I don't go that often myself, but Shi-chan knows her and we both come here a lot, so it's like we see her all the time. Yeah. Should I get you your usuals? And if there's anything you want, please feel free to tell me at any time.
We don't have to be so formal. We all know each other. Probably she has to fall. It's also a pretty empty day, so she can afford to take it easy. I was hoping she would stop looking so nervous, but my words have the opposite effect.
No. I'm a waitress. This is my job. I have to do it properly.
Shizune is like, she's right.
I don't have the glasses. Okay, that works for Shi-chan. You-chan, please get Shi-chan what she usually gets, and I will have some green tea with milk and honey.
Oh, green tea, yes. Milk, honey, not necessarily needed. I love green tea.
I love green tea.
For my green tea, it's not as fancy as over there for sure. My is basically the back, water, and it's done. But it's good for. No pressure.
Yeah, this is my job. There's always pressure. Sorry, I'm arguing with a customer. Sorry.
Yuko takes another 100-mile-per-hour bow. I decide to give up and join Shizune and Misha at the table. As soon as I sit down, Yuko comes by looking even more upset than before. Why?
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I forgot to take your order. I'm not attentive to customers. That's not right. I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do to make up for it, please tell me.
That's nice, CG.
It's okay, you-chan. He-chan didn't order anything, so it's not your fault. Don't be upset.
It's true. I guess I should order now, but I don't really know what this place serves, and there doesn't seem to be a menu. Yeah, she's right. I'll have some coffee and a sandwich.
Coffee? You're in a tea house. Please.
Okay, I guess I shouldn't complain because I got tea in a coffee store. I mean, coffee house. Oh, whatever. A sandwich if you have one. Whichever sandwich you think is the best tasting on here. Because Shizune is paying for my meal. She frowns and gives me alternative looks of surprise, indignation, and bemusement, unable to decide between the three.
Hi-chan! Just how much money do you have in your wallet? It can't be that little, right? We should split the cost 3 ways to make it fair. Yeah, I won't accept any else.
Misha turns to Yuka.
Yu-chan! Shi-chan says she wants 3 of whatever is the most expensive item on the menu.
What? No. No. We are not doing that.
Just kidding, Hi-chan. Okay, I think that the turkey sandwich is the most delicious sandwich, and it comes with free soup. Yes! A good employee would try to recommend the item that there is the most of us, or the most expensive item.
You shouldn't have said that.
Am I bad at my job?
No.
Why would you think that?
You are super nervous, I guess. No, that sounds good. I'll have that and some coffee. He already said he wanted the coffee, right?
Okay. She's so nervous.
She comes back a few minutes later with our drinks and my sandwich. And probably free soup. Shizune seems to be fine with just her tea. Why? Oh, Misha also ordered a parfait. I don't know why, because I can imagine other things that would go worse with tea. What? That's not true. Why would you say parfait goes? Why would you say that? Whatever. Ah well, I take a bite out of my sandwich and it's very good. Yeah, I understand. Turkey is good, so sandwich with turkey also must be good. I've never actually eaten sandwich with a turkey. Damn it. Yeah. Just turkey alone.
Hi-chan, have you thought about joining the student council?
Of course. Huh?
luck with your mouthful, Hit-chan.
Yeah, I don't like that too. I wash my food down with a sip of coffee, which is also surprisingly good. And don't sip, please. But now is not the time to remark on how this place has good food. You said you understood too. It was too early to expect me to make a decision this quickly. That was like 3 hours ago.
A man should be decisive, Hit-chan. You really should join the student council, Hit-chan. Come on, it will be fun.
Yeah, people always say, come on, it will be fun about things that are never, ever fun. Yeah.
Don't you believe me, Hit-chan?
Is it Shizune saying that or Misha? What a cute expression. But the effect is somewhat jarring, like she has split personalities. Yo. What if she, with time, inherits that personality as well? And she might have the split personalities. Because she constantly translates, right? Anyway.
Hit-chan, that's depressing. We just want to spend time with you.
We are doing it right now.
That's right, Hit-chan. Yeah, that's a good point too.
Which is?
Yeah, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all our problems.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I also thought Hit-chan would appreciate it. That makes me sad.
Suddenly I feel really left out. Yeah, I mean, it's rude to talk about someone but letting them in the conversation. Shouldn't adjust her glasses, laughing to herself.
But it's true, Hit-chan, and you would be helping us out. Membership has been really low this year.
How low?
That's a secret, Hit-chan.
There are only 2 of them. Definitely. No, I want to know how low it was. How low is low? 5. Lower?
Well...
0?
Hit-chan, that isn't important. What matters is that the number is low, and that is why we would appreciate you giving us a hand, especially with the festival coming up so soon, and it looking to be a busy year ahead in general.
It was 0. So you're not going to answer my question?
No.
Just use the trick. Then if I don't know the answer, I will not consider that option at all. I stand straight up in my chair, trying to look as defiant as possible, because this seems like a big issue and I don't want to let it go that easy. I feel silly like a blowfish. Fine. At least tell me this. How many people are in the student council? Total. 2. My guess is 2.
Well, Hit-chan, we are definitely undermanned, but we have enough members to get the job done. Yeah.
It's not just the 2 of you, is it?
Hit-chan, that's funny. But it's definitely not just us.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? By the way, the teacher that is like observing, you know, picked up as the helper for the student council, something like whatever. He's not being, or she's not being counted.
Yep.
Are you? I stare at them both, trying to see if they will slip up and confirm my worst fears. Plot twist. They are counting 3 because they know you will join. Misha frowns, looking uncomfortable, but that's probably because I'm staring at her. I'll just say that you are joining other team. You are supposed to join other team, other club. Because they were open about all the information. Shizune, on the other hand, returns my gaze one of her own. That is not a good gaze, by the way. Maybe she's challenging me, peering at me over the rims of her glasses like that. So teasing and surprisingly mature, like a little girl becoming someone to play with her.
Hichan, your two cute student council representatives have been trying to make you feel welcome and are even treating you to lunch. You should show your gratitude by joining the council so can at least help them out. I mean, yeah.
I had a feeling they would use that one.
Yeah, it would be great if you could just file some papers for us, and the festival's coming up and we have to build some stalls for the games and food. Just a few, so if you were there, it would be a lot easier for us. A lot easier. Please, Hichan.
What an interesting good cup, bad cup routine. I'll give it a shot, why not?
Just a shot.
Okay, I'll give it a trial run. It doesn't mean I'm joining or anything definite, just that I'll help out a little and then I'll see. And this makes us even for lunch. I'm not doing this because I want to. I finish off the last of my sandwich and this makes Misha notice for the first time in a while that she has a perfect. She starts digging in, much to Shizune's chagrin, because I can tell from the way she plays with her fingers that she had a lot to say. Every time I look at Shizune, she looks back with such focus and intensity. This time is no exception. Her face is expressionless. Maybe she's thinking, eventually gives way to a smile. She says something and obviously I can't understand it at all. She gets to know that. Then she does it again, a childish playfulness showing through in the speed and energy of her gestures.
Misha, what did she say? Huh?
Misha looks up from her parfait, torn between waiting to help out and going back to eating. What does it mean? I try my best to make the same movements with my hands that Shizune did. I come to realize quickly that this isn't very easy. Imagine doing all this all day as your only means of communication.
Sorry, Hichan, I can't tell you.
Why not? It's an insult. Is it an insult?
No, Hichan, I can't tell you because it means something nice.
Something what? What? Well, they've gone back to their tea and food, so I guess this conversation is over for now. I don't really understand, but this makes me wish that I could. Maybe I could even try learning sign language. This school might have courses for it. That's true. Would I really do that? I think about it as I finish the rest of my coffee. I wonder why I'd even be motivated to think about it. I'm enjoying myself so much that I don't even notice that we were supposed to be back in class 10 minutes ago. Nice. Whatever. I skipped classes too, it's fine. Even if I were to start heading back to school right now, it would take at least
30 minutes, maybe.
I can't risk running fast with my condition, so it would take at least that long to get there. On foot, yeah. Now that I think about it, in the very beginning they were talking about taxi, then they decided to walk. Wait, you mean at least 30 minutes? How long is that lunch break? Because that means you walk both ways for an hour, right? Plus eating. How long is that lunch break? Well, 10 minutes late already as I am, it wouldn't matter even if I could teleport.
Something wrong, Hichan?
No, I just realized lunch break ended 10 minutes ago. And it's only my third day and I'm already going to miss a class. Oh.
Yeah, you're already late.
Hey, that's not funny. So are you. And aren't you two in the student council? You're setting a very bad example here.
Hichan is so moral. But Hichan is right. He's late for class and it looks like we're cutting too, Hichan, because you're not making an effort to go. As your student council representatives, we're going to have to do something about this. Make sure you're punished for it.
Yes, we were observing him because we thought he's skipping. But you two dragged me out here. It's all your fault. Take responsibility.
Hichan, we are just taking a prospective student council member out to try and recruit him. It's business. Business. But you're not a member of the council, so there is no excuse.
Oh my god. Oh boy. Yes, there is. That prospective student council member is clearly me.
Yeah, are you going to join, huh, Hichan?
Shizune raises her teacup haughtily and walks her outstretched pinky finger up and down.
Hichan, if only you were a member of the student council, but you can still join now, Hichan. If you join now, you won't be in trouble at all, and we'll be able to take many more nice excursions like this all the time. It will be fun.
You are allowed to do that?
What the hell?
I should have freaking fought. I should have fought for being class representative and then to join the student council then.
Damn!
I could skip so many lessons. That would be my only reason. I start to think that maybe this was all an elaborate setup leading up to this moment. Maybe Shizune lured me out here, banking out the possibility that I'd lose track of time and be forced into this situation. My stomach. Diabolical. Well, considering what I know of her, I should have been more on my guard, but to admit that I got myself into this, even slightly, would be unforgivable. I tried to reach Shizune intentionally her eyes, but she just returns my stare blankly. Innocently, she takes a sip of tea like she's mocking me. Ouch. Very ouch.
By the way, Hichan, I didn't plan this at all. Things just happened to work out this way.
I was almost about to drop my theory as paranoia, but this puts a new spin on things. I almost fall over in awe. So it really was an elaborate setup from the very beginning, all just to burn me and force me to join a student council.
You look so nervous, Hichan. Did you really think we're tricking you this whole time?
You're not.
Hichan, you really thought?
Misha frowns, looking heartbroken. Shizune quickly frowns as well, following her lead. How synchronized. Two of a perfect pair. They must be twins. No, I told you. No, well... I mean... They don't need to be twins. Okay, I need to explain? I don't need to explain, but I'll still explain, right? They just spent so much time together that they are in such synchronization, basically. Oh. Well, I still won't be able to pick this up today because of the damn church thing. Anyway.
Shichan says she's flattered. Hichan, but doing that kind of thing would be an grossly inappropriate abuse of power and imposing you on your free will. And it will be blackmail too. Shichan would never do anything like that. Never.
I'm thinking about asking Misha. Are you sure? But resist the urge to, yeah.
Anyway, Hichan, what Shichan said is true. Since you're with us and we're doing student council work, it's okay if we miss a class or two.
Are we doing the student council work for?
Not that this is a good excuse to do so. Or one that should be used more than 3 times a month. Or something that can or should be abused. So, we must definitely return to class. Eventually.
Shizune waves Yuko over and points to her empty teacup, indicating that she wants another one. As Misha scrambles to finish, her professor can order something else. Maybe I should as well. I actually have a craving for ice cream now. I'm still hungry, and the portions here are also on the small side. That's good, actually. Most importantly, Shizune is paying for everything. With that in mind, I ask Yuko for another sandwich. By the time we leave the tea shop, I've missed not just one class, but 2! Shizune and Misha seem content to let the whole day pass by, stalling for even more time by suggesting a tour of the town that turns out to cover a 2-block radius from where we start. Eventually we do go back to school, and the rest of the day is business as usual. When class is over, Shizune and Misha pack their bags and leave the room before me, come to think of it. This is the first time they've left me alone. It's strange. I almost missed them. The room empties quickly and I'm the last one out the door. When I try leaving the lobby, however, an arm lowers itself in front of me like a tall bridge gate, stopping me in my tracks. Oh, hi Shizune. A pair of hands from behind cover my eyes, followed by a sharp burst of laughter. Hichan, guess who? Misha asks the question completely without sarcasm, meaning she doesn't think that I instantly knew it was her for many obvious reasons. I wonder who it could be. Well, it's definitely not Misha. It is. She swings around to stand in front of me beside Shizune. Hichan, are you busy right now? Busy going to my room, yeah. See you tomorrow. I try to make a break for it, but Shizune is too agile to get past. As someone who used to play soccer, this is embarrassing. Yeah, I agree. Not to mention that this behavior is drawing some odd looks. I should just quit while I'm ahead. Unless like you're 190, then your agility is probably not that great. Hichan, could you please go upstairs and get a few things for us from the art room? Why me? Hichan thinks that if the art teacher sees us, he will say hi, and she doesn't like him. Ignore him. She tried, but even though Hichan is deaf, he will try to say hi anyway. Run away. I never run. I don't know, finality is so strong that I can't pick it up even through Misha. I can see there is no use pursuing this further with Shizune. Walk very fast away. Misha, why can't you get them? Stairs make me dizzy, Hichan. Shouldn't not ask if to confirm it. Maybe it's not just the stairs, but switching the aptitude. Please, Hichan, we need these things to build stalls for the festival, and you said you will help out a little, right? Right? I really shouldn't, but I guess just this once would be alright. Okay. Let's do it. That's great, Hichan. Thank you. This is what we need. She holds out a piece of paper for me to take. I'm sure this list was made by Shizune. It's handwritten, but each letter is perfectly formed and uniform, as if it were typed. Not just that, but it's exhaustively detailed, complete with numbers, bullet points, and even little checkboxes. What it boils down to is that she wants paint, paintbrushes, poster board, and an easel. Just different types and specific numbers of each. I wonder how I'm going to carry all of this stuff down the stairs without breaking my neck. Don't take everything in one go. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm the only person that just can't be... would rather walk a few times than take everything in one go. Also, why is this disgusting painting still there? The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. Tick, 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 tick. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flashed in sunlight from big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody? Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Okay. I mean, I see what's going on here actually. We have new girl. Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl curiously wearing a boy's uniform. With a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. She's beautiful. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands. But her presence here is what takes me aback even more. There is a drifter in Poland that basically is in the same situation as this girl. What was the name? Quickly. Bishoujo-style. Okay, that was the name. He's crazy good, by the way. Okay. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. I was being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. The weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. I think I give all the girls the same voice actually now. The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Oh. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here for some festival, so I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raised her eyebrows as she was suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? The girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? That's a good thing. Nakai. Hisao Nakai. I just transferred on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. Tezuka. Why does this name ring a bell? Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. Okay. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It can't have bothered me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. While I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is, she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch. School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? It works very much too, but I don't really know what I should say.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. Hey. But I'm hungry now and my delicious box lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes and with at least as much impoliteness she points it straight to me. So, Nakais, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From the outside look fine. Is your problem inside? I like her. She goes straight to the point and she has no problem with that. I like that. I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer a question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I've raised this front of the issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if people here could relate. Probably not, and better than any normal person would. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can only try to imagine, right? Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boring the ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catch me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right! There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No! Nothing like that! I have a heart problem, arrhythmia! I said it. More like blurted out, but I said it. The girl in front of me pursed her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. What with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you, just... I collect people and personal if, you know, that kind of problem would have been really great. Collect people? People with different problems. Huh, so you just, like, go around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either know about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to stand in from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange. I wouldn't go to orange, really. And cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boys in form and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty except for... I wouldn't say that. Murky green eyes which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells.
She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now. It's too late, isn't it? I keep searching the cabinets and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable. So I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always get alone to eat? Do you always eat alone at this late, or do you get the occasional visitor?
Visitors? Maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I do with certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around.
Horsing?
She likes to do sports.
The blondie? Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forwards the last bits of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my hole and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now.
That's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to whatever you're going to do is the stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping.
I will not answer this question. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Reed looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around.
Tezuka Rin. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine then, I'm Hisao.
Then you are.
She looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually looking at me at all. She blinks a couple times and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere.
See you later, Hisao.
There is something like a tiny smile there in her face, maybe. The disgusting painting still here. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself. What an intriguing person. Yo, I like her. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice.
I heard that! What did she hear?
I jump the sudden appears Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jump in distance of me without making a sound. Creepy! It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I push that thought aside. Push that thought aside, man. Don't think of it. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait. More importantly, who is in there? There is no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hichan.
She wags her finger at me scoldingly.
I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy.
Oh, sorry. I got the things here. Was just going to bring them. Yeah.
I think you were up to some mischief, Hichan. Who was in there with you? I wonder.
Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she's experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders, from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shouts a very loud stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness.
Hello?
Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Hello. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you're doing? You're absolutely not permitted to use school property for such a disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune, Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be time for the festival, huh? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her. I keep wondering about that myself too. And we'll think about it harder. As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turned to an unsatisfied frown. Miss Tezuka, please try to take it seriously. It would be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. Will think more seriously? Misha actually giggles at that, but she doesn't, not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. Or maybe I will not. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clunk. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy! Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there is little choice for either of us. Four a.m. The hallway is quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into— oh my god, I know this feeling. This handle cuts into my palm, at least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. This is not a problem, like, it is, but not that much, like a can of paint. I will complain, why not? I had to carry a goddamn car battery for over a kilometer. One way. And that thing is really getting into your freaking fingers. It's worse than a can of paint. Rin strolls on side with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra wave. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what happy coincidence, Tezuka too, of course! He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me, because obviously it's me who had some business with. There is something I forgot to mention one day. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about the interruption either. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medication, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting doses or even changing it to another kind of medication. So, we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on every your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see if something happens.
Alright.
So hurry, everything fine?
I give up and throw the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here. My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital, everyone. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a spell, not so much for school. Well, I wouldn't be so sure. I wouldn't be so sure. Again, I got my appendix out and people were actually super concerned, and I mean the teachers in the high school, and I didn't like my high school teachers really. I'm sorry guys, that's the fact. You don't even watch that, so whatever. Yeah, but yeah. Except this school. And mine apparently. This is a small school and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. You don't know that. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. Wait, you said we have classes 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's 4 classes. That also, I believe, means there are classes 1 something and 2 something. I would say there is plenty of people there. That's great! Also, one more thing. My system yet you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I asked. Huh? Huh? Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have running my ass off on the track since the very first day. No, you can say, no, I actually do biceps workout as you can see right now. You have people spying on me. No, it's as such. I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. Nice. I pick up and leave the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's waving down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for his permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and dragged me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand you are still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. Depends on the habits. The more you sleep and postpone, the harder it will be. It's the same with everything like dieting. I actually can't relate. It was easy for me. Dieting was easy for me. Like, I don't know, if I get my mind to it, I can do it somehow. Like, I said before, right, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, I said to myself, okay, we are getting rid of fat almost fully from the meals. Done. Anyway, can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Yes. Maybe? I mean, I wish there was an option. I will try. Is it a choice that matters? I myself would be able to say yes, you know? But I don't know about him. Let's say maybe. Maybe, no, I mean, He gives me a nasty sort of look when I say that, making me try to take back the word. I mean, I don't know, I'm still trying to get used to this school. I promise to try for.
You're not very convincing there, Hisao. Tip number 1. Medical professionals are not amused if you take their advice lightly.
What's up with him?
As if a day or two would make that much of a difference.
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything now. Because I honestly don't know. I didn't do anything at the hospital either.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, sorry. He stares at me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again.
Okay, that's more like it.
If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consolation to you if you want to joke a bit. The blondie? Consultation.
See you around.
He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lightning fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them.
Are you getting medications for your heart thingy?
Were you listening?
She was right there, of course she heard everything, man.
It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out at her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, right? I look up at her, suddenly being a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there is some inexplicable look that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they are for my heart.
Will they make you feel better? Something? No?
No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of motion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I still think I'm still not quite used to all of this. At the hospital, it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. So we leave the main building and Rin leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at a small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of painting? Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines, drawn with black and white against the grey plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Yeah, I have no idea too. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall.
See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever it is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever of it. There actually, I feel so... Okay, I actually feel uncomfortable saying something like this. To demonstrate, even if I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student basis special properties has in the past few days. This girl does notice my dirty feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering.
So that's why I try to figure out if there is something I need to figure out and then figure out before it's too late and I hope it's lost.
Why would the hope be lost?
Because paint has to be painted, and it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, this is your project. You did this. Yes, yes. All of it. Yes. Nice, but I stumbled my words, suddenly feeling like I walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than reading for. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm this person taught to write with my feet. Okay, I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Pretty certain I read about artist that does that. Then again, it was on a canvas, and this is a goddamn wall. How do you reach that high? There needs to be some kind of... I don't know what. Have I created movable stairs for her? Something like this? I don't know. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I want to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Yeah, well, painting tends to be flat? I don't understand either, man. Don't worry. Not like that flat, you know, flat like some people are. No substance, no meat, where there should be some. I noticed you said something. Good thing we have text history. I know a few girls who... Okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms. Same. Nothing. So I don't really have anything to say. More like, oh, this looks nice. Oh, this sucks. That's all. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying, suit yourself. Without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look up for something up there. I think I'd get an actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do that before it's too dark. I want to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have the sports track, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be unhelpful. It's just mixing some paints, you can do that. Probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, you know, those people have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. No. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up white brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into the shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. Yeah, you're correct about it. I'd never thought of that, but it's true. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic looking swell patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she's satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at the best. Add half a splash of green.
I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green.
The other green, this green.
I carefully pour some of the other green paint in a mixing bowl.
Oh, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add?
No idea, you're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth.
Do you lack an opinion?
No, it's just that I have no idea.
It's okay, it's because I just got an idea. Add more white.
With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter.
That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in a dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow?
Despite the impossibility of mixing color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I found myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Think a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints, crouching down the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit, maybe just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us say a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words and breathe and sound. We stay there late on the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly.
Okay, intermission. Time to end it here. We'll continue tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next episode of Katawa Shoujo.
And well, we'll see what more of shenanigans we're getting into. I feel like I complain a lot, but it has nothing to do with the story or anything. It's wonderful. I love it. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day or night.
I'm gonna get some sleep. Bye bye.